Freeze right there and drop it. Okay? Okay? No, the gun. Well, you should have specified. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to JBuck Studios, your home for reviews, reactions, and ridiculousness. And we're jumping over to a VOD movie a little bit early, actually coming out October 6th. A big shout out to TriCoast Entertainment along with Dark Coast for hooking me up with an early screener. And it's a home invasion movie with a little bit of a twist, and it's called By Night's End. A couple wakes up to a man searching in their new home, but after a self-defense struggle, they decide to hold off on calling the cops to find a hidden fortune. So it's this new home invasion movie filled with twists and turns that'll keep you guessing till the end. Let's find out. But before I get into my thoughts, let me know, are you guys looking forward to By Night's End? Are you not even aware of it? But now it's very much piqued your interest. Now let's get into some of the good. So yes, again, a big shout out for hooking me up with an early screener from TriCoast and Dark Coast Entertainment. But this home invasion movie, I read the synopsis and I was very much intrigued upon this because it does follow some familiar tropes, essentially, of your home invasion type movie, but there's a little bit of a spin on it. I'm gonna leave it at that, where these people, something happens, there's a home invasion, but people kind of show up throughout the night and whatnot. And it's not only just this home invasion type thing, but it's this moral conundrum as well of, do we follow one path of kind of wealth and greed and whatnot, or do we follow the safe route and kind of, I guess, call the cops? I'm being a little bit vague, but it does bring up this interesting duality throughout this By Night's End movie. And I think the performances, honestly, from our two main leads of Michelle Rose, who I'm under the impression she is the stunt woman of a handful of MCU movies, and then Kurt Yu throughout this movie. They are the couple, married couple. You can tell through the dialogue and whatnot that there's a little bit of a rocky relationship. They're very much going through kind of financial troubles, and there's also trouble with what you find out later is a daughter that they used to have. Something bad happened to her. And I think that they do a great job of really playing off of one another, very much bringing that chemistry of kind of holding their marriage together, but there's very much this rift that is going through them. And I almost enjoyed this kind of duality of, again, there's two different problems going on in this movie. The internal struggle or the fear of hiding your internal demons from your partner or things that have happened in the past, or the frightful present of someone breaking into your house, the real life nightmares or the ones that you kind of have to live with that have happened in the past. And I think that it does a great job of really balancing the two. I will say it probably leans a little bit more into those personal demons and kind of what has happened in the past to our main characters a little bit more, and I did latch on to that again a little bit more than the other. But rounding out the positives for myself, because I'll get into a little bit more of the home invasion later on in this review, I think that the cinematography, again, it's not going to win any awards, but they did some cool things with this, where the opening is very intriguing, following this man that kind of breaks into a house and maybe stows something away. The aesthetic of kind of happening at night during a storm with the bright lights from the police cars and whatnot. And there is this one really cool slow motion, almost flashing lights, shootout, slow motion scene that, again, is only about 15, 20, maybe 30 seconds that I was like, oh, okay, that is cool. So there are some cool and aesthetically pleasing shots throughout this By Night's End. However, getting into the negatives now, like I said, and I touched on it a little bit in the positives, it's dealing with the real life threat that's happening right now, along with the personal demons, the past that you're really having to live with. That second part was way more interesting than the actual home invasion. The home invasion does feel like it goes beat by beat, where these bad guys show up, there's a conflict, there's some more conflict, you know, there's morality dealing with the characters of kind of like, what should we do, what should we not do, where I think that that portion of the film, or kind of the split, doesn't entirely land, doesn't really capture your interest or your emotion or your intrigue as much as almost the synopsis does by reeling you in along with the beginning of the film. And I think a detriment to that home invasion portion of the movie is the pacing. Throughout this movie, you're very much concerned about the decisions of the people, the two main characters in the house, the couple, and what they do, but it just keeps kind of drawing on and on and on, and you get this bad guy, generic bad guy with a hat, who very much is kind of the ringleader of these other bad guys, looking for something in the house. And I think that the pacing of that is just drawn out way too much, where any sort of stakes, any sort of kind of fear or frightfulness that is built up, unfortunately just kind of peters out by the end of the movie, where our two characters wind up, along with dealing with the threat of these home invasion people. And I think that that is another thing, is they brought a little bit of personality to the main couple, where they're having to deal with this past, this rift, money, essentially. The bad guys are bad guys. You have the main ringleader type guy that has a hat and a little bit of a personality, but everyone else that is coming along with him on this journey of the home invasion, causing this, awful night for this couple, just feels like generic bad guy 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and there's no personality, there's nothing to them, they're just people, and it just didn't appeal to me. It didn't bring that almost extra intrigue, that personality that this movie needed to make this home invasion movie really kind of stand out, really be a cut above all these other kind of home invasion movies that you've seen. Overall, By Night's End does have some interesting aspects to it, but does have a little bit more cliche home invasion to it, with it featuring a main couple with some chemistry and personal demons that I thought were more intriguing than anything else, with some kind of great aesthetic and some shots that were fairly cool, but with the tropes of a home invasion film, with it very much being drawn out, where the pacing almost kills all of the intrigue, and generic bad guys doing what generic bad guys do. I would probably skip out, or I'm right on the line of you should watch this one or skip out on it. If you do like your stereotypical home invasion films with a little bit more intrigue, personality built into the characters, but you're getting what you paid for, go out and check out By Night's End. Otherwise, you've probably seen this movie before. In closing, I'm going to give By Night's End 2.5 out of 5 broken door locks. So what did you guys think of By Night's End? If you've already seen this one, very much looking forward to it, or now sticking away from this home invasion film because you've already probably seen this one, I want to know in the comments down below. Anyways though, as always, thank you so much for watching. Watch some more videos up there, or right over there, brand new content every single week here on the JBuck Studios channel. Again, a big thank you to TriCoast and Dark Coast for hooking me up with a screener early. Follow all of my social media, like this video, subscribe to the JBuck Studios channel, and until next time, we'll see you later.